What's up, everybody? Brett here. We're back playing some more Kingdom Rush Origins, and today we have the last level of the campaign. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the Shrine of Elynie. And before we get into that, I wanted to take a minute because once we finish this, all we have left is a couple of Iron Mode and Heroic Mode challenges, as well as some very difficult, kind of like mini campaigns after that. And I want to take a second to appreciate some of the newer heroes because we have so many that we haven't even showcased yet. Basically this entire bottom row. We've done at least a little bit of combat with some of these dudes. You know, whether or not it was very effective, you know, it's hard to say. But in the last episode we used Vesnon. I think we even got him about a level and a half, which is nice. He's a pretty strong choice, especially once you unlock the full like hermetic insight that lets him kind of stand back and snipe. But I'm more interested in some of these other heroes that I haven't really got a chance to play with very much. And I want to try and get them a little bit leveled before we go into some of the mini campaigns. That way we can perhaps use them there. So, briefly, in one of the other videos, we took a look at, I think we looked at Bruce and Lynn for a moment, just to see what their abilities were. But a lot of these other guys are pretty cool too, and we haven't used them yet. Bruce is one of the ones I've never used before, so I think I'm going to take him into this this battle here. Let's go ahead and select him. He has great stats. Let me see something real quick. I feel like the music is loud. God, it's almost off. That might be a little better. Okay, so we've got 16 points to put in. Sharp claws. Each attack can cause bleeding, 15 extra damage. That's pretty good. Mighty roar that stuns nearby enemies. Will take a stun. Increases Bruce's life by 30. Sure, why not? Bruce bites the target enemy, dealing 60 true damage. That's pretty important, it sounds like. And summons 3 lions that deal 540 damage and disable their target for 3 seconds. I'm very curious to see how this works. We can summon 4 lions and I presume 5 afterwards. So let's level maybe these two, the 2 damaging abilities. Don't necessarily need, you know, 500 plus life, but this should be fine. I really want to see how this alt works. And I was thinking to do that, we could go back and do one of these other challenges, which you've seen me try and do plenty of times before. And I'll probably not be able to do today on camera because I haven't really thought about it for a minute. But we could try. There's nothing saying I can't try.
Courage, my friends.
He looks awesome.
War never changes. You're gonna hear me roar. Respect and honor. Courage, my friends.
Okay, just trying to see what all he says.
Quiver and quake.
We tried different strategies on this map before. With lots of like stone circles.
Like a rolling stone. For the queen.
Hunting season begins. Trust our aim.
It's beyond measure.
By the light of the moon. To the vanguard. Onward.
This might not be enough barracks, but we'll see.
For the queen. By the light of the moon. Swift and steady. Hunting season begins.
Get those upgraded and probably get another one of these as well. Okay.
Onward.
So we want to get him in the mix.
Swords ready.
Wow, there's the stun. See, the animation on that was so fast. It's way more effective than Prince Dinas's one because it takes him forever to use it. Am I just missing out? Perhaps I just need to upgrade these guys and that's kind of like an integral part of this that I'm not seeing. And let's try his ult. Whoa, I have no idea. So it just like singles out a couple guys and then uses... It just does damage. Oh wow, look at the cooldown on that. Okay. Wow, that seems very strong. I think we need more AoE. So the cooldown on that seemed pretty low. And man, we're going to leak already. Alright. So I was just trying to get him some experience, and we did. We got him a lot of experience in that one little quick failure there. Let's jump out of that. Basically, that was just a showcase, and I think I got the gist of how he plays. The cooldown on that seems pretty low compared to other stuff. Another hero that I was very interested in taking a look at is Durax. And let's see, he's got no armor and pretty low HP. And there you get like a little Breaking Bad reference. But let's look at his abilities. This one is extremely expensive. So, Crystallites. Durax summons a controllable copy of himself to fight enemies for 25 seconds. Oh, and the duration doubles. Okay, so it goes up to 50 seconds. Interesting. So, Arm Blade. Durax slices his opponent with his sharpened crystal arm, dealing 60 true damage. That's strong. Durax transforms into a prism that fires 2 lightning bolts that deal 20 to 40 true damage each. That's another thing I'm pretty curious how it works. Durax throws a crystal spear that skewers a single enemy for 45 true damage, and then summons sharp spikes over a wide area, dealing 400 distributed among enemies. So this goes up greatly in power, so up to 800. If it's distributed evenly, then it can end up, in a big blob. It won't do much damage to anything. Or it could do a ton of damage to a single target. Let's increase the duration there. And we could try something else. Maybe a little Iron Mode challenge here.
Durax don't text.
Durax don't text.
Say crystal again. Your doom is crystal clear. I'm the one who knocks.
Okay. I get it. Alright, so we've got Cloud Stalkers. Remember, this one was pretty difficult. It basically comes down to timing the dragon usage, or else you're just going to fail. So, I'm not going to guarantee that I can do this on my first shot or anything. I'm going to do my best. Let's make it so that they can hit air. We have lots of spooky spiders down here. And I think one of the strategies I kept going with was multiple... Oh god, he made more of himself. And it lasts 50 seconds. Which is actually not a bad amount of time. So what I want to do is put this one basically as far forward as I can get it. And then this one staggered like right behind, and then this one staggered here. 2 in the back. We'll upgrade all of them so that they can hit. This is a bit tricky.
By the light of the moon, to the vanguard.
Got that power?
Something like that, perhaps. No upgrades. That could end up being like my downfall.
I'm the one who knocks.
So we do have access also to a flying hero, which I feel like is probably cheating, just straight up. Alright, let's stop ourselves from being swarmed. Yeah, that did almost no damage. Alright, let's nuke them there. Start using our upgrades. Okay, restart. I think we're kind of on the right track. But this top area is going to be more of a problem than I maybe anticipated. So let's juice our stats a little bit up there. I kind of still like this. Although maybe it's wrong. Let's restart. I need to rethink this. Let's play it back just a bit. That way these both still block the single lane. But what we're going to be trying to do is just get a ridiculous amount of damage done with the Wild Magus. Let's see if that's good enough. And I'm not sure it will be.
For the Queen! By the light of the moon! To the vanguard!
Okay.
Your doom is crystal clear.
Incoming!
See, they're not far enough back. We need to move them back.
For the Queen!
Make sure we're spending our gold as we get it.
Swords ready!
See, and when they do that, do they hatch more? Is that something like I might be just fundamentally not getting that? Let's try that again. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. I think we may have been on to something there. Let's try that one more time. Iron mode. What we might want to do, honestly, is like...
Time is mana.
Like, if you sell this, you get nothing. We can try.
I've got that power. What's beyond measure?
By the light of the moon!
Time is mana.
To the
Something like
vanguard.
this.
I've got that power.
Onward! For the Queen!
Durax don't text.
Incoming!
Okay. Let's see. So, without giving them like a host to face hug, and just nuking them,
Say crystal again.
maybe that's enough.
Reinforce!
You just need to have the DPS. No, they're getting through still.
Beyond measure. Swords ready!
By the light of the moon!
No, one spiderling.
Vanguard!
Okay, that's a little annoying. Just need to be quicker. I'm focusing a lot on trying to talk.
Time is mana.
So if they like replicate by face hugging,
Beyond measure.
then we certainly don't want
For the Queen!
Your doom is crystal clear.
to give them those targets. We basically want to make sure that along their path, there are no barracks units.
I've got that power. What's beyond measure? Time is mana. Incoming!
I think I'm starting to get it. We'll upgrade these. We want to essentially kill these without them ever touching a barracks unit. And then the spiders we can try and control at this point and then this point as well. So we can make like another barracks here.
I've got that power.
Upgrade that.
Swords ready!
Okay. Alright, let's nuke it. And we have a lot of gold we need to spend.
Time is mana. Incoming! Got that power. Reinforce!
Alright, some of them are getting through just a bit. Let's go ahead and pay to have the wave nuked. I feel like in a second we're going to wish we had if we don't.
Swords ready!
Yeah, just like that.
Beyond measure.
Durax don't
Time is mana.
Okay, that was pretty timely.
Incoming!
It's such a weak ult. I call it an ultimate, but it's a pretty weak ability unless you
Got that power.
you have all the upgrades for it. Oh god, we got to do it again. All right, so we'll lightning now, and pay him again. Come on, help me out, dragon. Quick. Nice.
Incoming!
We did it. Yeah, it was just, you know, I was basically making a mistake because I didn't remember the part about the facehuggers where they like make more if you let them kill your barracks units. So the game was basically testing your knowledge there of the units. And once I sold that barracks, stuff started to make a lot more sense. So we had to focus less on trying to kill the air units that were spawning, and we were able to kind of get into that groove of lightning, then you dragon, then you can lightning again, and then you dragon. And I think that's what the game was trying to teach me. So we picked up half a level on Durax, not bad. And we still have the heroic mode we can try and do with him. He seems pretty cool. He definitely needs to level to become very powerful. Yeah, once this is up to 75 seconds, there'll always be 2 of him. But it's not like as strong in this map, perhaps, because we can't actually go to most of the map. So maybe we try another unit. If this guy flies, this could be very cool if he can go to the other side. I know Faustus does. He's kind of like cheaty to me. He feels very cheaty. But I wonder if the Eternal Bird flies. Pheonix does. I feel like he must. But I don't know if I've ever used Wilbur. More than once, at least. So let's take a look at him. He's an Inventor. 420 HP, no armor. Really strong damage. That's a huge amount. I mean, if we look, like, compare these numbers, I mean, that's a lot. Launches 2 missiles to its enemies, dealing 40 damage each. Sounds good. Goes up to 80 damage each. Okay, so the number of missiles doesn't increase. Releases a smoke cloud that slows enemies by 20% for 3 seconds. You know, the slows, once this is fully upgraded, I'm sure it'll be powerful. Throws a box with 1 bomb that marches and explodes, dealing 65 damage. Is Wilbur the same guy from the other Kingdom Rush? Because there is like a dwarf character similar to him who has like kind of these mechanics. Increases Wilbur's movement speed by 20%. Huh. I wonder if he's super slow right now. Calls 4 drones that attack enemies, dealing 128 damage for 8 seconds. I like that. That sounds strong. So we only have 4. What do we upgrade? Let's get more pew pew drones. And let's increase his speed. I'm curious how fast he is. And let's try him for the heroic mode. This could be cool. Oh no, I didn't select him. My bad. You have to always hit select.
You can be my wingman anytime.
I'll be your wingman. Trying to remember the names of all the pilots from Top Gun. Oh, he's very slow. Okay, so we've increased his movement speed by like...
Welcome to the danger zone.
Welcome to the danger zone. We've increased his movement speed, I think, by 40%, and he is still this slow.
By the light of the moon. What's our aim?
What's beyond measure?
To the vanguard.
Try this.
Onward. For the queen.
I'll be your eyes in the sky. Barrel roll.
To a barrel roll. You know what? Let's restart. Actually, I'm gonna. I restarted, but I kind of actually like my build. I was thinking of only doing 1 barracks unit here, but I think 2 is really strong. But I see that there are lots of Twilight characters, and they're pretty resilient to physical attacks. So I was debating on whether or not to use magic here.
Time is mana.
Swift and steady.
But I kind of at the last second remembered the dragon is a thing.
For the queen.
Set them forward. And we want to upgrade these guys.
Hunting season begins.
Got that power?
Upgrade that for a little bit extra range. And then, yeah, let's bring him here. And we'll move the dragon around as needed. What's his name? Ashbite. Yeah, young Ashbite. So we have the drones. Curious to see how that works. And what the range is here. So he dropped that bomb. That was pretty cool. He's got a lot of HP, but not all units can hit air. So air units are often pretty overpowered on some maps. You know, these spiders won't be able to touch him. He can just sit there all day and kill spiders. It's tempting to get the golden longbows here. Yeah, let's try the drones. They're doing stuff. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly. Some lightning.
Shoot the thrill, ready to kill.
I can tell. This guy, he just does way too much damage. He's going to be very strong once we upgrade him. And once again, the cooldown on this seems to be pretty low. Get some slightly stronger bros. We can get some rangers. Lightning is almost up, which is good because we need it. Yeah, we need to move our guys back because right now we're not getting any of the help. Not getting any of the help from our magic tower. Yeah, we need to bring Ashbite down. And we can use our drones up top. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what I meant to do. The drones will help us up here. And that little bit of magic damage is going to go a long way. Ashbite's down here. Wilbur's down here. It's all very good. If we get scared, we can use lightning. Get some more rangers. And now I want to get a high elven mage. Yeah. Ashbite does a lot of damage too. I mean, these numbers are big, and he also has some really strong upgrades, so. We're still not far enough back, eh? Oh man, did I not focus enough up here? We're going to drop the drones, and then we might end up nuking this. We are doing like a little too good. Let's get ourselves some blade singers. There's very little range here that I'm worried about. And these dudes, a lot of these are magic resistant. So that's not going to be as good. But the drones, man, I keep hitting the wrong button. The drones are going to do great damage against them. It looks like it's all physical. As well as, you know, all of our good reinforcements. Those dudes do a ton of damage as well. And we're able to drop them in pretty great numbers. Yeah, we're actually pretty rich right now. It's kind of ridiculous. Could try and get some upgrades for Ashbite. Can harass them before they even get to us. May want to also get the Arcane Sentinel, just to increase the DPS up there. But I feel like we need to do something about this area. Okay, looks like we got this under control. Make sure we don't leak here. No, what's dying? Oh, man. Oh, and the drones will go to the whole other side of the map. That's pretty cool.
Who's mana?
Okay, I think we've got this. Pretty safe to say. And Wilbur leveled off of this map. Very cool.
I've got that power.
Alright, so we get the star. So no big deal. Like I said in the past, like sometimes you do a map like that and you struggle with it, and you come back a few days later and you try it and you've got it. You know, you just kind of see the board differently, and you're able to make some different decisions. So man, he really needs like all the movement speed he can get, but I don't want to like waste the points. I think we go maybe with the missiles. They seem pretty underwhelming. See, but the 2 bombs I think is super good. Yeah, and then we'll just get his speed up, and that's fine. I like him. I like him a lot. He's not quite as cheaty as some of the dragons are in some of the other Kingdom Rush games. This one, I don't remember how bad he is, but I think I remember him being pretty, like, easy mode if you use him. And using Wilbur is tempting me to try this again, but I just feel like I just don't have that one's number down. And when I go into the Shrine of Elynie, I want to take someone that I've used before. Lilith is pretty fun. Pheonix is cool. You know what, we could try. Let's try another new hero in the new map. So let's select the Pheonix. 430 HP, no armor, really good, decent damage. And let's check out his ability. So Immolate swoops down against the ground, dealing 100 area damage, dying in the process. Okay, it's a Pheonix, so dying is probably part of his kit. Turns nearby fallen enemies into fire missiles that deal 15 damage each. What? Shoots 2 fire missiles from her burning... It's a girl. It's a lady. From her burning heart, each dealing 30 to 55 damage. Blazing offspring. Infuses a tower with a burning blast that deals 60 damage to all nearby enemies. That's cool. Sets an explosive egg that deals 55 to 105 area damage to nearby enemies. These are some very interesting abilities. I kind of don't know how to feel about them. But I'm excited to use her. Yeah, let's get into it, guys. The Shrine of Elynie. So, General, enemy armies have been deployed around our goddess's statue. While we speak, Mactons and militias unleash their power to take possession of the powerful Tear of Elynie. The place is brimming with the ancient power that gave birth to our race, giving our tired soldiers renewed strength. We are ready to face this last battle. The fate of our goddess and our race depends on our victory. For the light, for Elynie. Alright, let's jump in. The new hero, one that probably flies. Meanwhile, at the goddess temple, everything went according to plan. Now it's time to harness the power of the goddess. But the price could be too high. Easy, my dear. You have no choice now. Ugh. So, the Queen of the Dark Elves and the Spider Monster teamed up, and they're kind of having a little bit of differences. Just kind of pausing for a second so you guys can look at the kind of comic style art on your own. It is good you made it this far. Just in time to witness the fall of your goddess. It's hilarious. They're just like, just like hitting the glass and trying to take it out. Look at the Pheonix. Kind of cool. Almost doesn't look like a real hero in this game, to be honest. It feels a little out of place. But we'll use it. Alright, so this is a very tricky map, obviously. There are lots of ins and outs. There's teleport pads all over the place. There are a couple of these, you know, kind of magical wards that we can use. And there are 2 exits, 2 entrances that are up here that we can't interact with at all. We could probably drop down reinforcements and send Pheonix up there. But if the Pheonix wasn't able to fly, we wouldn't be able to interact with that at all. So that's pretty much how I'm going to play this. And then, of course, we also get this super cool... I love when they give me, like, unique towers. I love that in every single Kingdom Rush game. So the Renegades. Let's take a look at their stats. So 180 HP, 10 to 14 damage, and they come with medium armor. Do the names mean anything? If there are references, I don't know what they are. Jarlixley, Yondu. Yeah. Almost sounds like Star Trek names. Life Stealer Strike. Attacks that deal 50 damage, healing the renegade for half that amount. Your life is mine. Double daggers. Renegades throw 2 daggers instead of 1 on every range attack. This is important. This essentially doubles their range DPS output. And if I remember right, one of the things that I do with them is bring them like right here, and then give them like a defender in front of them. Put them, you know, like some blade singers or something out front. I'm gonna go ahead and build that right now. We know this is gonna be a Big Daddy Treant sitting there doing the damage. But there are a lot of lines of sight in this map. Every position is like a really good position. So let's say we build something here, it shoots all of this, right? If it's an archer tower. If it's a longbow tower, it hits like half the map. So you really need to be conscious of where you're putting things.
No quarter.
And what's the last ability? So Blade Mail, can't touch this. Renegades reflect 20% of all damage they're dealt to the enemy they are facing. Very powerful. Essentially, these guys, it's like they gave us an upgraded like Blade Singer, you know, already at the start of the battle. But we need to decide where we want to put things. And what I kind of want to do right now is eventually make this into an Archdruid with some bears. Let's do something like this, maybe. And something like this, perhaps.
Season begins. For the Queen, by the light of the moon, to the vanguard.
Something like this.
Just our aim. For the Queen.
And this one, for the moment, this is something that's kind of like an alternating defense, right? If we're not leaking here, but we feel like we might be in danger here, we move these units. Probably didn't even need to build them quite yet. Probably could have held off on that and gotten some more like forward placed upgrades. Let's see. And I'm placing them kind of far forward because we want to take advantage of this intersection. And I'm honestly just tempted to go ahead and get them better ranged attack. And then we also have the Phoenix. So let's see where they come from. Twilight Heretics, Scourgers, and Spiders. So 2 very different types of enemies. They're all very resistant to magic. So I feel like the Phoenix is going to be great. What did that even do? I don't even remember. It didn't seem like it did a lot of damage. Let's nuke them. Anytime we see one of these heretics, we just need to get rid of them. So here they go throwing their daggers. Super powerful. Move down. It doesn't look like her range is super long. So yeah, let's use everything we can. Make sure the spider is not, you know, taking our towers offline. Man, this is tempting. I think we get it. We may need some one-shot killability on this map. This is going to be one of our most important towers, and I think we should probably just rush it. And I'm going to be trying to focus a bit, but if you guys want to watch the background, most of the time bosses say funny stuff as you play. So look out for that. They might be talking all kinds of crap in the background. It might be super funny. Alright. So this is the like aura of like radiating damage that it does. And it just dove down and made an egg. I guess it comes back after a second. Yeah, okay. Now let's nuke them. Get the minus 30-second damage reduction. I don't remember what this does. I just assume it does damage. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I don't want to leak here. Perhaps it's time to invest in upgrading some of the weaker towers. The Twilight Elves will rule forever in darkness. Alright, we don't want to lose any of these units. Let's get them the Lifestealer and the Blade Mail. That'll help them survive better in these fights. They're not like other ones where we've had problems because they, like in the earlier stages of the game, there were battles where we would get these kind of unique buildings, but if you lost a unit, it was like, that's it, you had to pay for it again. And those are pretty risky to build, unless you really understand the map you're playing on. Oh yeah, this is a bad group up here. Let's kill them ASAP. Let their little spirits go and lock down our towers before it matters. Let's get those upgrades going. Man, I have no idea what this is doing. It looks like it's not doing anything. Hopefully that's not just me. I feel like I'm just not seeing it, maybe. Alright, it's called early. Oh, that's what it does. Okay, it makes like a delayed, that's what it was. I remember now. Okay, it's like a delayed explosion, essentially. And let's get the longbow, that way we can affect, you know, all these different lanes. And I definitely want to start getting time-lapse. Time-lapse is going to be extremely important as we start getting overwhelmed. And I definitely want to also get the Archdruid, one of the best DPS units in the game, kind of low-key. Evil never looks so good. Okay. And I don't want to neglect this side of the battlefield either. Go ahead and drop the egg. And she's not locking down our towers actually, she's making the battlefield like webbed. Very interesting. Nah, we ain't playing with that. I'm not about to leak because I let a few of those guys get to the end stages. I think we can afford to get double Arcane Sentinel here. I put this here hoping for the delayed reaction to explode and hit someone. Does it just sit there until someone triggers it like a landmine? Because that would be cool. Okay, we'll get the slowing effect. Let's get some more time lapse down here. Move our buddies over. We don't want to leak. And we need to start getting the bears. So we're on wave 9 already. So that time they were definitely trying to lock us down. Yeah, nuke. Nice, good freeze. You know what, I think we just need to go ahead and get the next level of hinge. Freeze is perfect there, it's exactly what we wanted. We can get some slightly stronger barracks there. And I'm pretty happy to get some lightning online right now. And it's time to get these bears. We're getting gold so fast, we need to make sure we're staying on top of spending it. Good. Lots of freezing going on. I like upgrading that as well. Let's get some blade singers to take hits. The firing nut is good. Another stack of Sylvan Curse down here. Oh no, they're making the web. That makes them faster, I do believe. All the spider units get faster from that. Not today. And let's get some more bears in this kind of critical choke point here. It would be really good to get max levels of clobber. Phoenix is now level 6, that's cool. It also definitely would not hurt to max these dudes out. They're definitely extremely powerful. And I don't know how easily they would even be able to be killed when they're maxed out. Anything they're fighting, they're going to kill. Let's also get the Crimson Sentence here. And we can also get the Hunter's Mark. And let's nuke them sooner rather than later. Let's not even let them get to us. Drop down that egg, let it hatch. So it's not that strong of an ability on a map like this where a lot of the enemies are elites. But I could see it being much stronger in the earlier maps that we do. But you don't really have access to them until later, so it's kind of a catch-22. Let's get a little bit of invulnerability on our Blade Masters. And if we want them to actually be good, we need to at least give them 1-1-1 in terms of their upgrades. They really need Edge Mastery to do real DPS. And the egg exploded. So we got like a level and a half off of this so far. We're not even done yet. Boom, we'll give them that damage. Just make sure we're rocking all Rangers. Wow, that was a pretty sweet attack. Kind of reached back and got the kill for us. Alright, let's get more clobber. Max damage, max stun time. Gotta remember though, these fights are never simple. The boss fights, they never just let you do damage in the last boss fights of the game. There's always some catch. So I don't remember exactly what it is, but we need to be kind of ready for it. So we have a lot of potential upgrade paths. Like just kind of, you know, roundly going to each one. We could summon early. We'll just summon early just to do it. We don't really need to always be making use of the extra lightning if we don't actually need it. Freeze 100 enemies with the Sorcerer's Stones. Cool, winter is coming. Obviously a nice little Game of Thrones reference. Upgrade the fiery nut to do pretty huge damage. Do we have both of these? We do. Alright, it's getting hard to find, you know, good upgrades that we can't live without. And them getting teleported backwards is so strong. Let's nuke the big guys. Get some blade singers. Give them their abilities. I like getting at least 2 levels of perfect parry. They do so much. They actually do AoE. We just really need them to become vulnerable. You can upgrade the Crimson Sentence. You can max that out and just get a really good chance of one-shotting something. But at this point, I don't know what it's going to do to the boss stage. Probably nothing. Oh, we leveled twice. Pretty cool. So they have high armor, and I'm pretty sure the Phoenix's attacks bypass armor. So here we go. We're in the boss stage of the battle. It's breaking. This is very much like the Silmarillion, Lord of the Rings, when Ungoliant and Sauron go. Oh god, they fuse together to make the Spider Goddess. Just nuke that right now. Yep, blew up one of our towers. That's pretty cool. And they also lock our ability here. Yeah, I don't think we can, like, click it off. I'm trying to look at my stuff to make sure I know what everything is. This was definitely not. This was another one of these, a High Elven Mage before. Oh, we can't reinforce. Let's make sure we keep our hero doing damage. She had 18,000 HP. But we've almost got her. And luckily we're still making money. Just get the Wild Magus. It does a lot of single target damage. And her HP is dropping. The headshots are going off. And down she goes. This cannot be. We are the champion, City of Splendors, and StarCraft. So 3 achievements for that. 5. Achievement unlocked Great Defender and Supreme Defender. From the difficulty, I'm sure. We did it on Veteran. Awesome. So cool picture here. Some of these would make really cool like desktop backgrounds. We won! It's finally over! Indeed. But the price was too high. Yeah, maybe so. We killed a Spider Goddess, though. So, you know, when I play a lot of these games, a lot of times I like to just let the credits play and take advantage of the time to just talk about the game in general. It even says here, it's like, click here to skip, please don't. And in the past, it actually, it'll like be like, hey, please don't do it. But to give the people who created the game kind of their due, I don't think the credits are super long. But that was fun, guys. So originally when I bought this game, years and years ago now, on mobile, it didn't come with the DLC, it just had the base game, and even then, I was super excited to get it, because it was the new Kingdom Rush game. This is the 3rd one in the series. The first 2 absolutely blew me away with how much value I got out of them when they continued to update them for free. And the heroes were always something optional you could buy, but the maps are what really gave the game longevity. And the 3rd one Kingdom Rush Origins was no different. There are lots of extra maps that we're going to get into probably tomorrow. This needs to be destroyed. So Prince Denos here is talking to the elves. That it must be cast into the flames of the Rift of Cinder. I can take care of it. Trust me. Yeah, and here's Vesnon. Ugh. So now we kind of know how he got his power. Because once again, Kingdom Rush Origins is an origin story of a lot of these characters. And yeah, they let the evil wizard guy have the super crystal, and that probably didn't work out very well. But basically what I was trying to say is, guys, if you're still on the fence about buying these games, on Steam, they're a little pricey because they include all of the heroes. But if you buy this game even today on like your phone or something, it's like Kingdom Rush might be like 99 cents. The second one might be that cheap as well. I haven't looked at the prices in a while, but you could probably get the first 3 games for like under $5. And if you do that, what you just bought is like 100+ hours in a video game for $5. Like I can't even stress how great of a value that is this day and age for a game. And it's not like some mindless, mobile app clickbait garbage stuff. It's amazing. Oh my god, there's a map here. I haven't done this one. I don't recognize this at all. Or maybe I have and I've only done it like once. But look at all the stuff we unlocked. And we also picked up some levels for our Phoenix. I'm not sure what seemed to do the most damage. It's kind of hard to say. But that's fine. I'm not sure if I want to use Phoenix anymore. Felt very strong. I'm not that impressed with the ult, but it probably just needs to be upgraded a bit more. And we can definitely try some of the other ones that you guys might be interested. I'm really feeling Wilbur. Wilbur's kind of like my playstyle. I love playing dwarves, especially in Total War Warhammer 2. And one of my favorite units in that game is the Sky Hammer. It's basically the airship he's currently flying. And yeah, just having like a Sky Hammer on my team feels pretty sweet. Zen is basically, I think that's pronounced Jin, maybe Jin or Jin. Kind of hard to know the difference. I do not speak Mandarin or Cantonese. I'm not sure which that would be. But basically Chen. He's a panda with a drinking problem from China. And kind of a drunken master theme. He's pretty cool to use. We could think about taking him into something. I don't have much time left today. We're getting close to that hour mark. But let's go ahead and we could just look at the different maps. So Galadriel's Wall. This is a very cool like theme. It's very British. I mean, Galadriel's Wall brings up in my mind Hadrian's Wall, which is the the big stone wall that the Romans built at the northern part of Britain to keep the quote unquote barbarians back. But it kind of has that English theme to it, that countryside feel. And there are some pretty unique enemies here. It says here ogres, Knoll tribes, and there's going to be some cool new enemies there, new enemy types. We also have the Duskwood Outpost. You'll see some of these maps are pretty intense, strategy-wise. And this is going to be more Dark Elves here. And then we also have the Dwarroman Gates. To me, this feels like almost very Lord of the Rings, like Khazad-dûm. Very cool. But we'll get into this soon. We might jump around a little bit so you guys can get the flavor, but we'll get all of them done. I guarantee it. So I don't know how many levels there actually are anymore. I think there are 3 for this. There may only be 2 for this, maybe 3. And then I'm almost positive there's only 2 here, but I don't know if there's more here. I think there were only 3 like FLC updates for this game. And I think that's it. I waited to do this playthrough until they were all in the game. They were kind of taking a minute to put them in. But you know what? Let's go ahead, and I think tomorrow's episode we'll try Lilith, the fallen angel. She has low armor, very low health, not that great a damage. But we can take a look at her abilities real quick and select her. So Reaper's Harvest. Deals 110 true damage to an enemy with a 10% chance of doing an insta-kill. Insta-kills are pretty much always good, and true damage is always good. Sometimes you get an insta-kill on a unit that you probably could have just one-shot if you'd attacked it. But if you could put her in the right place, and you raise this all the way up to 30% chance to insta-kill, a lot of times you can get lucky and kill a really powerful unit with that ability. So Soul Eater absorbs the soul of a fallen enemy and receives an extra damage bonus for 12 seconds. Pretty cool. And I'm assuming it just gets bigger. It didn't really denote that. Infernal Wheel creates a ring of fire for 5 seconds, dealing 90 damage to all enemies on it. Powerful. Lilith has a 10% chance of reviving instantly after being slain. So this is one of those things, to me it almost feels like a Magic the Gathering style of ability. It's one of those things that it's kind of a trap. Like, it doesn't come into use unless she dies. And if she's dying, you're probably not using her correctly anyway. But it's still a cool ability. And when it's at 30%, you know, she basically can become, it feels like immortal if it happens more than once. And then Heavenly Chaos. 50-50 chance of calling fallen angels or a rain of fire dealing 800 damage. This is very strong. It's probably the strongest thing about her, to be honest. You either get, like, very similar to the way that Prince Dinas can summon a ton of these paladin guys, you either get those in the form of angels, I think they stay on the battlefield for a second, or you just get, like, rain, so more of the kind of, like, meteor strikes. So let's select her, and we can try and make use of her tomorrow when we figure out which one of these we want to do first. I'm kind of leaning towards the ogres. I remember them all being somewhat difficult, very challenging maps, especially on veteran difficulty. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Once again, my name is Brett, and my channel is Good Talk Gaming. We still have plenty of episodes left in this Kingdom Rush Origins series, so stick around, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.